Hi, my name is Donovan Loomis with eXp Realty, and I'm here today to show you a sample tour that I made for some prospects. So these people are not yet clients of mine, but they've expressed an interest. And they have this vague idea of the type of future home that they're looking for, and I wanted to create a video that I hope would bring them some clarity, that would maybe stir those creative juices and get them thinking about the possibilities and what's really important when it comes to finding a home for their growing family. Wow, everyone's a little bit different, right? Everyone has different needs. So this is not an end-all, be-all, but it's a way for me to show you how I create a video for someone to walk them through, answer some questions, and get them thinking about how they can build their next chapter. So let's take a look. We met a few weeks ago at 81 Einstein in the Altair community, and at that time, you were looking for something special for your two boys. You wanted a spacious backyard, something at least 25 feet set back from the house. You wanted a kitchen that was open, inviting, something that was, per your words, an amazing place to cook. You wanted a home that was light, airy, and warm. So you also said that you were just starting your home searching process and you weren't quite sure what you were looking for. So I didn't want to push too much, so I waited a little bit before sending this video. Another key fact that you were looking for was a home in the Irvine Unified School District. So what I am sending you is a 3-home short tour. I'm going to walk you through how you can see whether or not the home you're looking at is in the Irvine Unified School District, and at the same time I'll teach you how to see which high school, which middle school, which elementary school your kids will be attending based on the address. There's a cool little feature where you can put in the address and it'll tell you where everything is. So again, these 3 homes, based on the information that you gave me, I know they're probably not perfect. There's probably something that's missing in them, and that's okay. This is just to get you thinking about the possibilities when it comes to finding your future home for your family. So let's take a look at these homes, and feel free to let me know whether or not I'm in the ballpark, whether I'm in total left field. Let me know if this is close to the home that you're looking for. Let's take a look. One of the key criteria that you mentioned to me during our brief meeting was you wanted to find a home that was within the Irvine Unified School District. So I pulled up the Irvine Unified School District website, and there is a home locator. What's really cool about this tool is, as you can see up here, I just put in a test property. You can put in that address, hit enter, confirm that that is the right location for the home, and it will immediately identify your elementary school, middle school, and high school. So before we zoom in there, so you can kind of see that on this side of the Irvine Unified School District, you have a lot of middle schools and high schools, whereas on the more new build, the new community side, there's less of that. So something to consider during your home buying process. Do you want to be in a home that you will spend 5, 6, 7 years and then move to another home for middle school and high school? Or do you want to find a home where you can stay there for the entire education of your children? Something to think about. There's no right or wrong answer there. So like I said, I put in this test property and it popped up our 3 options. So let's take a look at that. Okay, so here's the home. It's located off of Irvine Boulevard. Let's zoom in just a little more. There we go. So it automatically selected Eastwood as our closest elementary school, and Sierra Vista as our closest middle school, and then Northwood High School as our closest high school. So this can be a really fun tool to play with. We're like, no, well, I want to go to Stonegate, or I want my child to attend Briarwood or Northwood or down here in Woodbury, but I still want him to be able to attend Northwood High School and Sierra Vista Middle School. What's cool is you can kind of look at the various homes, put in their address here, and then it'll kind of pop up which would be the appropriate school option for you. So really there are so many options for being in the Irvine Unified School District. It kind of becomes a matter of which school culture, which school community fits your family the best. So I'm going to zoom out here a little bit just to give us some perspective. Something to be aware of, there are some new builds here in the Great Park area that are going to be in the Saddleback School District. So just an FYI, if you're considering homes in that area, I highly recommend putting their address into here so that you can confirm whether or not you're in that unified school district. I selected 3 homes that have different characteristics, different styles, with a large emphasis on the size and design of the backyard. Something that really seemed important to you as we were having a conversation. You wanted plenty of space. You mentioned that you wanted approximately 25 feet or more of backyard space, and so I put a lot of effort into finding homes that had above average lot sizes, that had above average yard spaces, and also trying to keep in line with the additional criteria that you gave me of wanting to have an amazing kitchen, something that's good for cooking, something that has a lot more open floor plan, as well as a lot of natural light, 3 to 4 bedrooms within that 3 to 3.5 million price range. So this is advertised at 3.5 million, 5 beds, 6 bath, 4,486 square feet with a very large backyard. So I'm going to show you the backyard first, and then we'll move on to the rest of the house. So something that I thought was attractive, you have this covered outdoor space, but then you have space for, hey, playing games, kids can ride their bikes or scooters or little toys and kind of have an easy to clean, manageable space. But you still have plenty of lawn, plenty of greenery, a very large backyard, perfect for entertainment or for the kids to play in. So here's another view of the backside. So as you can see, it's a very spacious lot, a very spacious backyard, plenty of room for the boys to run in. And then there's another view of that outdoor covered area, and straight ahead is the dining room, and then to the left is the living room. Okay, let's skip to the kitchen. Okay, here we are. Now, when it comes to kitchen styles, we didn't have enough time to really talk about your color scheme and the different type of countertops. So I tried to show you a variety of different options. You know, obviously a lot of focus was on the yard, but at the same time I want to make sure that we're really capturing that excellent kitchen that you're looking for. So open floor plan, very spacious, very good feeling of being connected with the dining room and living room, and at the same time all the spaces have their own dedicated space within that first floor. Something that's also attractive is there is that open floor concept that you were looking for. It looks like you've got some pretty good appliances. It may seem like you don't have a lot of storage, but in this back door here, let's take a look. So you can't quite see it here, but you will see it in future pictures, but there is a pantry back there. So for some people, this kitchen might be too small. For some people, this might be the right size. You know, feel free to let me know and say, hey, Donovan, that kitchen's way too small. Or yes, that's perfect size. However, I'm looking for something that's maybe more white or a lighter concept. Okay, there's a little bit better view of the pantry area. Now, as we go back through the house, I'm just going to go kind of really quickly through the photos here, just to kind of give you an idea of what we're looking at. So it is a little older style. But it still looks like it's been well maintained and in good condition. See, there's another view of that pantry in the back. Front entrance. And as we go up the stairs, you have a loft, outside balcony for the master bedroom. Master bedroom is spacious, bathroom as well. Walk-in closet. So again, it seems light and airy. It seems like it's that well-lit home that you're looking for. To be fair, you know, people do take some liberties with the editing of photos. But this is just to kind of give you an idea of a home that is available to you that does have a large backyard, and that is also within the Irvine Unified School District. So if we look at this home, $3,199,000, 5-bed, 4-bath, 3,449 square feet. Again, one of the things that I think really convinced me to share this home with you is it has a very high ceiling, which makes it feel very tall and open and very warm and inviting when you walk in. And you've got a lot of windows inviting a lot of light into the home. You also have a little bit more of a classic, beautiful style staircase winding around upstairs. You have a dedicated dining room. Another family and living room area connected to the kitchen. So again, you know, I'm just trying to see what kind of style really suits your needs, and you know, feel free to tell me if I'm wrong or if I'm spot on with the type of home that you're looking for. So a little bit larger kitchen, a little bit more easier access. So it doesn't have that closed pantry space, so instead you have that out here. You have your little breakfast nook. It seems, I would say, probably similar counter space as the previous home that we looked at. So let me know, is this right? Is this wrong? Too big, too small? We'll keep looking until we find the one that's just right. So we're getting some views of the backyard. Okay, so this is one of the things that really caught my attention. It seemed like the outdoor space is going to be an important component of your family's lifestyle. So I tried to find unique backyards, ones that had some sort of cool feature that I thought your family would enjoy. So you've got your outdoor barbecue area, fire pit, canopy, plenty of grass for the kids to play, but also a dedicated entertainment spot. So there's your outdoor barbecue. You've got the outdoor seating, sink, stainless steel storage. Also looks like you have a water feature or a small pool. So I thought that could be something, you know, it's not too big where, you know, taking care of it's a hassle, but it could just be the right size where everyone can play, cool off in the summertime, but still be easy to maintain. So here we are on the second floor. You have a little dedicated office space, which is kind of cool. Even though it is a little less square footage than the previous house that we looked at, it still feels quite spacious and quite intuitive with the design and layout. Okay, so we have his and her sinks. We've got that spa tub there. Your walk-in closet, additional bedrooms. And then these are some of the community photos. So let's move on to another one. So this is one of the new builds. So there's not as many photos as the other homes. So I wanted to show you this option because the yards are a little smaller than the previous ones that I showed you. However, they are a new build, so I'd like to just show you variety. You do have higher ceilings in that living room area, a little bit more of a modern touch, modern style home, and kitchen area. Again, all of these kitchens are kind of similar in size. You know, feel free to comment if I need to go bigger or smaller. And there's the backyard. So typically what happens in a lot of the new builds, they won't build out the backyard for you. That's up to you to customize and design to fit your vision. So there's kind of pros and cons, right? One, it's already pre-made. You walk in, done. You don't have to do anything. On the flip side, because it is a blank canvas, you can really design it to fit your family's lifestyle. So maybe it's like, oh, I wish the barbecue was on that side of the yard and that the grass was on this side. Well, here you don't have to worry about that. You can decide where everything goes. So again, slightly smaller than the previous homes we looked at in terms of their backyard, but you do have the option of select maybe one that has a view, or maybe one that, because you have this hill in the background, gives you a sense that you actually have a bigger yard than normal. So like I said, not a ton of photos of the properties, but it kind of gives you an idea of the atmosphere, what you could do. And, there's an exterior photo as well. So this concludes our private home tour. As you saw, this video was specifically crafted for a specific buyer. Those buyers shared with me their needs, their wants, what their most important criteria was, and with that limited information, I tried to craft a video that could give them an idea of what they were looking for. Now, these are not yet clients, they're prospects, they've just started their home journey, they haven't picked an agent yet, and they haven't really narrowed down what it is that they're looking for in the next chapter of their life. So I like to craft a video for them to say, hey, Donovan made an excellent video for us. He explained how to use that Irvine Unified home locator so we know exactly what school our children are going to have access to. He showed us various examples of kitchens, various examples of styles, a variety to kind of show that he really was listening to our needs. And maybe they're going to come and say, hey Donovan, let's have a cup of coffee and go deeper into what we're looking for. And then the next video that I craft for them is going to be even more in depth, more detailed, with a lot more analysis on all of their different components. So right now we're kind of starting with this broad picture, and then we're going to narrow down so that they can see, okay, based on my needs, here's 3 or 4 perfect homes that check all the boxes. From there, we're going to go take a look at them and see if it really is the right home for their family and if that's the right direction that they want to go. Again, every buyer is going to have different needs. Every buyer is going to be looking for something different. Some people want a pool. Some people want a space for pets. There's so many different needs out there. So if this video didn't quite hit what you're looking for, feel free to reach out to me and say, hey Donovan, I'm looking for a home in the Irvine, OC, Newport Beach, Laguna Beach area. And I just don't know where to start. I kind of have these broad criteria. Can you make a video for me to kind of give me some information? So feel free to reach out to me. Call me 805-710-9282. Email me. You can see that my email is located in the About section of the YouTube video account. And I'll craft something for you and we'll see what we can do. So feel free to reach out and you have a fantastic day.